Are you tired of feeling run down and exhausted? In our fast-paced world, we're often surrounded by toxins that impact our well-being. I provide holistic solutions designed to detoxify your body and environment. With cutting-edge AO voice scan technology, we identify the root causes of your discomfort or dis-ease, making personalized healing easier than ever. Start your transformative journey towards a healthier, toxin-free life, because at White Sands Self-Care, your well-being is our priority.
Most people aren't broken. They're just dysregulated. Chronic stress, pain, anxiety, and burnout aren't mindset failures. They're nervous systems stuck in survival. I'm Leland Holgate, combat veteran and neuroscientist, and I created the Welcome Home method to help people rewire their nervous systems with breath. To go deeper, visit thewillfulwarrior.com.
Well, welcome everybody to another Mindful Monday. Today, I am excited to introduce to you a woman whose passion is helping others step into their light and share their unique gifts with the world. And I will tell you, this has been a long time coming because I have known this amazing lady for about 3 years now, and putting our schedules together took a little bit of time, but our guest, Sanet Van Breda, is known as your voice amplifier. She has dedicated her life to creating platforms, stages, and opportunities for extraordinary people to share their wisdom, stories, and impact with a global audience through her work. So she has become the voice of millions, inspiring a ripple effect of love, joy, connection, and transformation. She is the creator of Diamond Beauties Forever and Tanzanite Heroes, and she brings like-hearted people together, building communities wherever where individuals can be seen, heard, valued, empowered, and to make a difference. And I don't know any woman that works harder than this lady, but please help me join in welcoming this amazing lady, Sanet Van Breda. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much, my beautiful Laura. What an honor to be here. And just as it's setting, the sun is setting down here in Johannesburg, South Africa, I was like so happy and grateful that we are going to have our chat. I know it's a long time coming, and thank you so much for having me on your show.
It has been a long time coming. And since you've mentioned that, which I was going to let people know, Sanet is in South Africa. She often visits family in New Zealand, right?
New Zealand,
Yep.
yes, yeah.
So she bounces back and forth. But I have to say, she mentioned to us, you're going to be amazed, absolutely amazed by everything that this lady does and how she keeps it all together. I don't know, because you have rolling blackouts, right?
Yes.
She has rolling power outages, and I can tell you, I lost power for 11 hours last Monday. And I was like, oh my God, I suddenly realized how much I could not do or get done. My water from the well doesn't work because I have no electricity. So don't overload or flush the toilets. Don't, this, you don't have the, there is so much that you can't do. You can be very peaceful. You can have plenty of time to meditate, but you do that. Your country does, where you're at, does it on a regular basis.
Yes.
Yet you still produce an amazing well, you used to have a TV show, Power Hour. Now you're hosting the whole network. So you're constantly doing Zooms, connecting with people all over the world. I mean, how do you do that?
I must just say, God is so good for me. I've got an amazing husband, and we've got a blue, I call it my blue genie, because it's our generator. But I do have to be mindful for not to be able to have the generator on after 10 p.m. because next door we have quite a lot of children and we don't want to disturb them. So I am daily looking at the schedule. So we get schedules every day or once a week. So I plan my shows and what I need to do by Sunday because by Saturday I got this week's schedule, and then it's working perfectly. But it's the unknown. So about 3 weeks ago we were 9 days without power. So that's the unknown. And out of the 9 days, we had didn't have water for 4 days. So that, my beautiful Laura, was a challenge because everything becomes a little bit more difficult. Yes, we do have the generator, and yes, we have stocked up on the water, the drinking water, and we have a swimming pool where we can flush the toilet, and we actually use the swimming pool, give 2 buckets to our neighbors around for the toilets as well. But it's those days that is like, God, my beautiful Lord, just help me complete what I need to complete. There's those days. But the rest, if they planned it and it went off, it's okay because it's planned it already. So we also cannot run without a generator because of, the stuff in the freezer and the alarms and the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi will not work, but we have battery packs for a lot of our stuff. So even our light, if it goes off, there's a beautiful battery pack that will keep the light on for another 2 hours. And here
Wow.
in Africa, we also need quite a lot of security. So we've got beams in front, we've got big lights in front, we've got cameras around the house, we've got alarms out and inside. It's just for our own safety, and that also needs electricity. So we do use solar for some of the lights, and then our alarm system is also solar driven, if I can call it like
Yeah.
that. But if it was not for my husband and, making sure the generator, you call it gas, we call it petrol, as petrol in, and it makes a hell of a noise. It's like, "Arr!" I
Oh, they
think I
do.
did
Hmm.
a few recordings of that as well. So I am truly blessed. I'm truly blessed for my husband, and just the way that God have made me realize that I can do anything, even if the power is off. So my scheduling is very, I need to do my scheduling to the point. So on a Sunday night, I do my scheduling for the week. And then I also like, when I do the scheduling, make sure what didn't work last week and what worked well last week so that I can bring it. So I'm doing that for the last 3 years. And by knowing, going in my Monday with, I call it a clean slate for the week. So I have a to-do list for the week,
Hmm.
and then I do a little bit of planning, and I try to get my to-do list. I try never to go over 20, and that 20 items is a lot, but I try not to go over 20 items on my list for the week. And then I divide it because, yes, if the power is off and there is no way for us to run the generator, I can do reading, I can do offline work. But most of our things is online these days. So even Canva, you cannot really do it offline. I tried to do it, but then I lost some of the things. So I never tried that again. But I do lots of reading. I've got a library full of books. So
Yeah.
and I love to reread some places in books I've read already because I love to underline my words, and it maybe as have a tag with some of my books, and then I will go and grab a book and just, okay, which one do I want? Okay, that one, and then I go only and read the underlining and where the tags is. So yes, my beautiful Laura, when you told me about your few hours without power, I know exactly how you
Well,
feel.
I was not complaining. I felt like I went back to Little House on the Prairie, and I was like, the days goes. I used to watch that show all the time with Laura Ingalls, and I'm like, yeah, I used to watch that, and I was like, okay, I just kind of went back to Little House on the Prairie, and there was nothing to get upset or worried about. I mean, we opened the refrigerator doors as little as possible, but we have not invested. We have small generators, but we have not invested in one of those big generators yet, which we have to look at doing now. But it fried the circuit breaker out on the pole, so I had power coming to the property, just nothing coming to the house. And I was just like, okay, so yeah, 11 hours without power. And so anyway, it just made me think of you. And I thought, wow, she does this all the time. And it's just, and the things that you do. So let's start with your journey. I mean, what experiences in your life and stuff led you to become known as the voice amplifier? Because I know you you aren't a voice amplifier, but you dedicate yourself to helping others to share their stories. So what's inspired all that?
So, my beautiful Laura, I was in corporate for 38 years, and I actually had I had a realization the other day when I was speaking to somebody. She said to me, Sanet, how can you know exactly you are running like 11 projects? I said no, 13 at the moment. So 13 projects at the moment, and you know exactly how where is what. I say sometimes people are a little bit frustrated with me because if you come to the Power Hour recording a few times, you will have a few messenger boxes. For the Mrs. Potts, there's a messages box, but I need to make sure that the people that's in the boxes they know what to do and all of that. I said to her, then I realized God have put me all my life. He have given me ample training and experiences throughout my corporate life, 38 years of corporate life. So I was in the financial side, but then I went into when you go overseas, you have to plan and make sure that every day you have a plan for your credit card so that you don't go over your limit. So I used to do that. We call it travel accounting. I used to go into not country, but say for instance, the guy is going to USA. I had to make sure of the time zones, and I had to make sure of the currency and how much more or less can I load this person's card to go for a 5-day conference in the USA, for example. So there I got my knowledge of the world, but I always loved my and my home language, we call it Adrikskinde, but the stuff around the world, where is what, how many states is in America. I love all of those type of things. So, and then I went over to, I started working at a big bank, and I did training, and I did reports for executives. So now all of that editing and all of that is coming to good use. And then I was the training manager for the group and it was very demanding system training. So you had to make sure your processes and everything is right for the training as well. So not only did we train our staff, but we also trained the clients, the corporate clients, to use the system. And then my favorite came along. I love events. I have done events for all the groups I've done for most of my corporate life. I just say, okay, I want to do an event, and then I put my hand up, and then I create spectacular year-end functions. Or I used to love that. And then also the one behind the camera, always behind the camera. And then my last 9 years were project management, and then the head of the big department. So I think God have put me in the right place to do what I needed to do. I wanted to show you something. 7 years ago, I could not get to the cave where my grandson is. And the reason why my body was too big.
Mhm.
And that day, the 6th of April 2019, I asked God if He can please help me to let go of the weight and to get myself at the cave, because I really didn't want my grandson Zander. He was 3, not 4 yet, almost 4 yet at that stage. I didn't want him to ask me, Omi, and Omi is like Granny,
Right.
why are you not in the picture when we had the cave picture? And I didn't want to tell him, your Omi is too fat. I could not get there. It was a 3-mile hike, and it was very heavy for me, very, very heavy. And God got me to the cave, and that's the reason why my forever song is "Walking on Sunshine," because that day also the weather was treacherous, and the sea was very rough, and it was raining as well a little bit. And when I asked him, I went on my knees and I asked him when he brought the sun out. And I knew that day it's going to be okay. So I have the evidence of the picture in the cave. But that day also, my whole life changed. Because when we got home, I was in front of the mirror and I asked myself, and it was the first time I asked myself three questions in a row. I asked myself, Sanet, why do you want to lose the weight? And I said, I want to be with my grandson Xander and run on the beach. Or while I swim. And then I said, okay, you want to be with your grandson Xander? Why? And I said, I want to run on the beach and go on my knees and do a sand castle because I could not do that
Right.
and go on a swing. When I was a child, I loved to swing. Oh, you know, when you put your hands here and you put your feet out and you go, wee, I love to do that. But I couldn't, for years, I could not fit in a swing. So I said, yes, I want to lose the weight, not only to be with Xander, I want to go on a swing and build a sandcastle because then I have to go on my knees. And then I asked myself again, Sanet, okay, you want to be with Xander, you want to play with him, go on a swing, but why? And you know, Laura, that day I actually realized how many times I went back to that day because if I started to eat something or if something is not really going the way I thought, I will go back that day because I made a decision. I want to live. I don't want to die. And that changed my whole everything. Everything in my life changed. I used to speak up, but not a lot, because I realized with my body, and literally, it's not. If I speak up, it's like almost people didn't really want to hear me if they don't know me. If they don't know me, they know I'm a hard worker and
Mhm.
what I say is true. But if they don't know me, they don't really want to hear me because if you let your body go like that, then that means you are a lazy person or there's something wrong with you. So, so I did speak up in my group or wherever, where people know me, but not really otherwise. And then I got my voice back. So I decided not to tell the family this time I'm going to go and let go of the weight. I just started to do more and dance more and play with my grandson a little bit more before flying back to South Africa and eat less. And then I went, when I was back in South Africa, I went to a psychologist and a dietitian, and I went to see a doctor because there was something wrong with my stomach. They had to remove my gallbladder. So there was a few things that I needed to sort out and make sure that I am healthy enough to continue. And and then I just tried my best. I know sometimes it feels like it's too much, but I didn't think about the too much. I just every day went into the mirror and I remember that day, Sanet, and I will always say to me, Sanet, you want to live. Okay. So today we're going to do this and this and this. And that was also one of the things that I treasure because I started to keep my own word to myself. If I say I'm going to do the walking the next morning, everything is done, everything is suited. I sleep in the beginning with my working clothes on and my underwear, the sports bra, if I can
Mhm.
call it like that, because I was scared. They say it's going to rain tomorrow, so I was scared if it's going to rain tomorrow, I'm not going to get out of bed. But because of the sports bra, I needed to stretch, and then I will put on my tackies, and then well, I know you call it sneakers, in South Africa we call it tackies. I will put on my sneakers, and then I will go and do my walk. So I did a lot of things to show me, Sanet, you can depend on Sanet. You can, if Sanet says she's going to do it, I know when I say to people I'm going to do it, I am doing it. And sometimes if I say on a Friday, I will try and read your book on a Friday, and with all my stuff happening and things that came in between it, I could not foresee. I will always then let a person know, "No, I didn't do your book, but can you give me another few days? Then I will, but I will still do what I promise I will do, even if it's a little bit later." But then I start to see, but oh, Sanet, I love you. You are keeping your word for yourself. So that was one of the big things for me. And then when I asked God on my birthday is soon, Laura, soon,
Yes,
the
it is.
20th, so Saturday, um, June 20th, 2021, I said, God, I really want a group of ladies that can support each other, and be each other's cheerleader. He gave me Diamond Beauties. And I remember that I went, I always have this discussion with him, and I always send him some kisses as well. I said, "Oh God, I love that." I was speaking in my home language. So my home language said, I said, "O my liewe Heer, ek is lief daarvoor. Dit klink sommer baie mooi." So that translation now is, my God, that's beautiful. Because I love diamonds. I don't have a diamond, a real diamond. That's on my bucket list. But diamond and beauties, and I called everybody beautiful, because I realized since the day I forgive myself to totally, and that was in September 2019, that I am beautiful. And I call everybody beautiful. So, and then I asked Alexa to play the song just after my prayer to God. And she played, Laura, you will not know. 007, Diamonds
It's all
Are
forever.
Forever. So the group name became Diamond Beauties Forever. But when I started that first week in August 2021, I started with the Power Hour. I started with putting ladies and to tell their stories, because for me, our stories can change anybody's life. Or somebody can think, but if that lady or that gentleman went through this, maybe I can also. Maybe this of her techniques, of his techniques, this I can adopt. And maybe that will not work for me, but maybe I can bring something else. So that was my understanding. And I know it's also because out of corporate world, you sometimes had to get stuff everywhere to make it work. You have to make it work. So
Well, you get
yeah.
overlooked a lot in corporate world, and I think that's one of the things you and I both have in common is because we want people to feel seen and heard, and we know that there's going to be someone out there that's going to resonate with something that they went through, and so to let them know that they're not alone. I mean, you and I are, I think, both the same with that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And a few of my managers took my idea, and I never heard, Sanet, congratulations. And that I have realized, and that was also one of the things I brought into the Diamond Beauties, to make sure that everybody feels welcome, that everybody, doesn't matter if you are a woman, you are so welcome to join us, and that you have been seen. And somebody asked me the other day, so Sanet, how old is the Mrs. Spots? I said the Mrs. Spots is August 3 years old. And that was also one of the things I have done today, currently, 757 coffee chats in 4 years and 6 months.
Wow.
So through all of that, doesn't matter where in the world you are, I realize even women, but men as well, just want to be loved, want to love others, and want to take care of their family. But about 92% of women were lonely. And maybe they were in a relationship, but they could not really tell their husband, he's snoring, or cannot, I don't like the way that, or there's something wrong with the relationship. So I really wanted to do something where people can feel welcome, and they can feel, I can just be me. I don't have to pretend, because a lot of people pretend, and I know all the influences and all the all the stuff going on there, you see only people's good sides. So if you sometimes I will message or a video and say, ladies, look, the generator is on again. Because if I cannot share some of my heavy stuff, then to my beautiful ladies, they will always think I am. But sometimes, I don't have pockets of despair going for a long time. But I am disappointed. I was very disappointed last week. It took me 2 hours to come through the disappointment, and it sounds 2 hours a lot, but I think if you ask me before 7 years ago, it would have taken me 2 weeks to get through this disappointment. But I just realized that it was not me. I was just a catalyst, and it is the person that needs to work through her things. That it's okay, and I will be there. I send her every day. I'm sending you a warm hug and some love my side. And still, I will continue until, she will be okay. I know she will be okay. So that's a long story, my
No,
beautiful.
it's okay. But I mean, and you really are. I mean, like I said, she's just a beautiful soul. Because like last year, you actually called me. I mean, some people don't even call or see people that are in the same neighborhood or within the same U.S. But you took the time to call me from South Africa to sing me happy birthday on my birthday in English and in her own language. And I mean, just the heart and the compassion and the passion that you have for people is just absolutely amazing. And I know we touched on the Diamond Beauties, and the Diamond Beauties is a group that you run on Facebook. It's a private group for women only, and has over 1,000 women across the world. So if you ever wanted to connect with like-hearted women, absolutely, take a look at that. But you didn't forget the men, because that's where Tanzanite Heroes came in.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah.
Thank you, Laura. So when I started with the Power Hour, I also tried to get most of the time a male energy. I know it sounds you're just looking for the male energy. Ooh.
Oh,
No,
but
but
even we all know we all have female and male energy about us. It's not, yeah, it's not solely to guys. It's not solely to women. We both carry
yeah.
both energies, but yeah.
Yeah. But I really try to get a male energy in because males have a different perspective as women. So I love to bring a male in as well in as a guest. And 3 years ago, a lot of men, I cannot even tell you, I think more than 100 men asked me, Sanet, I will change my name to a woman's name. Please can we join the Diamond Beauties? And then I decided to create the Tanzanite euro because Tanzanite is my favorite stone. And I always said, Sanet, I said, when my ship is coming in, I am going to buy myself a Tanzanite and diamond ring. And I don't know if you know, Tanzanite is almost the same as your blue shirt. You
Oh,
get
I'm
only,
familiar. I saw it. I saw it in Aruba, and I want a Tanzanite wedding
it's
engagement
about,
wedding ring. So
yeah,
yes, they're
it's
beautiful.
It's expensive, but you only get it in one mine in Tanzania. So it's 1,000 times rarer than a diamond. So, and I thought the men are heroes of their family. So now, if I call them heroes as well, Tanzanite heroes. So they started a few weeks ago with their own an Albert Mrs. Spots, and you were also a Mrs. Spots. But now they started with the Tanzanite Roundtable. It's now now the end of this week. It will be the fourth week that they have started, and apparently it's going very well. I'm the only woman there, but I'm just making sure they are seeing all the shows and being invited to the shows as well. But now Paul, he's taking helping me there. I call him my and now I forgot was it is a CCO something for a connector something a chief connection officer. I'm so
CCO,
sorry.
CCO,
Oh,
Chief Connection Officer. Yeah.
I forgot, I forgot what it was because he said, "Okay, give me a title." And I'm, okay, what title can I give him? So CCO, that's what I give him. So he started with, and he's going to get more men from the slim members that he's going to bring the men group together. So I'm very excited with that. But I do believe that, through everything I do, I did a magazine for 2 years. The magazine will start again in August. So I am attempting to be doing the magazine by myself coming August. So I have learned, and in design, I've learned quite a lot of things. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, but for me is to make sure that because we are currently in 67 countries around the world, to make sure that we incorporate what not really what's going on, because if you really look in what's going on, there's a lot of heaviness, but bring the mindfulness, the lightness, the love, all of that in, and send that out to the world. I always believe if you can do anything with love, service with love, that that will go a long way. I remember when I started with my business the same time as the Diamond Beauties, I ran down to my husband. I said, Leafy, Leafy. So I call him Leafy. It's love one. Leafy, Leafy. My company's name is going to be Self Love Ignites Me. And
Yep.
he said,
And
what?
it suits you.
Yeah. He said, what? Stupid name. Nobody's gonna think about. Nobody's gonna. I said, no, 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 no. You don't understand. So my name is Sanet, and my name meaning sun ray, in Afrikaans sonstraal, sun ray. And in self love also starts with an S. So now just remember all the S's. Okay? So yes, Petrus, my husband's name is Petrus. I slim down because self love ignites me spells slim. And then if you think about mindfulness in Afrikaans, but mindfulness plus wisdom is slim. Just like that. Slim, that means I took my brain. So can you understand? Yeah, he said, that's very clever, Simi, but he doesn't really know people is gonna, what will people think about it now? But I make a decision, I'm gonna stick with it. And then I was working on the business, what is my mission and all of that. And I ran down again. Laura, and I said, what's it now again? I said, my husband, you're my motto. And he was like, okay. I said, but I pronounced the S like step up, but to connect all the S's. He
Hmm.
said, okay, that sounds okay. I said, show up. And then step up. And then the last part of that is soul up. He said to me, oh, what's up? I said, soul ups, like giving your soul to the world with love. And he said, wow, Sanet, I like your name. I like self love. I like your motto. Wow. So I think the soul up have convinced him that I'm okay. So my beautiful, oh, that is so. I didn't. It's a long time. I didn't think about the, his expression and the
Hmm.
S, all the S's. So yes, my beautiful one. I truly believe if you can show up for yourself, if you can, and then you can show up for anyone. But if you can step up, take inspired actions, and then people around you can see, but you are stepping up. So in actual fact, you're giving them permission not only to show up but also to step up. And then when you're ready, you soul up, you commit service with love to others. I truly believe that our world will change for the better if we can do more service with love for others.
Yeah, I would agree. Absolutely agree. And you've done such a beautiful job. So I mean, so you had the Power Hour TV, which I've been on a number of times. I know my glass, I should know better, but I will get myself some glasses. If you're ever on Sinette's, let me tell you, if you're ever on her show and stuff, have crazy glasses ready because she's got a number of them.
I
But
just
now
needed to do this one quickly. This one is the one that gives the most people the giggles.
oh yes, the alien glasses.
Oh,
Yeah, see,
um,
but that's the way life should be, right? It should be easy. It should be fun, and you're unapologetically you, which I absolutely love. And that's like when I told everybody I'm perfectly imperfect. It's like it's going to come out when it's going to come out. Everybody worries so much about being polished and uptight, and I'm like, nobody needs that. People need people, and have that human factor.
exactly.
But you just recently now, not just doing a show, you launched your own network, your voice network.
Yes, so
So,
that was quite daunting. Ooh, that was quite
well,
daunting.
yeah, and you're still
Um,
doing the other things. So let's. She still does all these other things, so she hasn't quit any of them to do this. She just adds. But so tell us about your voice network.
on that, I wanted to make sure that if you are ready to serve others, that I have the platforms for you to be a host. Um, some ladies currently would love to be that, but I'm not ready to do the TV aspect. They would love to do the just the voice, like a radio show. So that's something that I'm looking into it, but I'm not there yet to do that. I do believe a lot of, especially women, they have beautiful voices and stories, but I don't feel that confidence yet to be on camera. So, and then there will be even more people or more ladies that would love to have their own show. I truly believe any person can have a show, can have guests on. I have spoken to a few ladies to find out what the concept, and it's amazing concept that people is coming through. A lot of people love to do what other people do. And then I love to do this, Laura. I love to say, okay, but if you don't think about those people that you were talking about, if you turn your back towards that shows that you now want to emulate, and you look at your audience, because your audience is now in front of you, not, what will you try to do? What is your message? And I can tell you 9 out of the 10 ladies have changed their concept because it's not like others. It's like their kind of show.
Hmm.
Or I will say, what would you like to see as a show? And if I love to do meditations with them as well when I take them through the strategy sessions, and then put them in a movie theater and let the movie play out. I'm telling you, there's so many people out there with amazing ideas, but you know what? A lot, especially ladies, don't have, and I want to say goosebump. I don't have another word to say. That they feel like it's not good enough, or they feel like, what will people think? And then when I say to them, don't take what will people think, take it out of the equation. If you is not harmful to anyone, you give service with love, then your audience, your people will come your way, your tribe will come your way, and you will start getting a following after that. So, and Laura, you know what's the most beautiful, beautiful thing? When I get that aha moment, I can do it. So I have a few ladies that that said, so Ned said I can do it, I can do it.
Yep.
So if God have put this in me to tell people how amazing they are, and they start believing, because it's already in them. It's not like I don't see what's already inside of them, and they can do it. Then I'm so grateful. I totally believe that God have everything that happened in my life, all the experience, everything as made me the way I am so that I can create a soul family around the world and we can change other people's lives through service with love.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many people out there that do that, and I've come across a couple of them that some of them, it's first of all, it takes courage to share your story or your journey. Like, and I appreciate you sharing yours as far as, being heavy and wanting to get rid of it. There are so many nuggets to take away from that. I mean, for one, like you said, you committed to yourself, and if you don't commit to yourself, and don't let yourself down, then you show up better for others. So many things that you had going in there. So I know a lot of people struggle with being able to voice it again because they're afraid of being judged. And some of them, they're not. I was never one to be in front of a camera or on either. But when you don't worry about what everybody else thinks, and you get to see the people that appreciate it and the people that it's impacting, it kind of can help outweigh the fears. And so you've mentioned some of them, and I know you and I both create that space where we try to help people to feel calm and welcome, and because we're not here to judge anybody, right? It's just spreading, like you said, spread service with love. But yeah, what do you find their biggest fear is? Do you think that keeps them from using their voice?
I do believe what other people will think about them. I told about 8 months ago. So when I started the first 6 months of my show, I had a lot of people commenting on YouTube or Facebook that about my neck. With all the because I had a big neck, so there's a lot of
Mhm.
rimples. Can you see here? So I remember, my sister said to me, Sanet, I'm so sorry, but the people are so rude with your turkey neck. That's what I call it, the turkey neck.
Turkey neck, yeah.
Yeah, the turkey neck. And I said, I saw them, but it's okay. Luckily I have a turkey neck because there's a big difference between this neck
Oh, big, yeah, yeah.
and that neck. And it's okay if they want to comment it on it. That means they see me. That's okay. I don't. So I explained to somebody about 8 months ago. She was a little bit she didn't believe she's beautiful
Hmm.
because she had also quite a few things that's on her face, but for me I didn't even see that she was beautiful. And I told her about my turkey neck. Okay, she didn't take up the shows, but she started with her with the radio type of a podcast that she is
Right.
doing.
Hmm.
But I remember, and so she'd seen it every time I'm going on, and put my things on. I remember the turkey neck. I remember your turkey neck. It's just another way to think about it because if I have taken, or people said to me, my accent is, they could not understand my accent, or people say, but you cannot even pronounce a simple word. So for me, Afrikaans is my first language. Procrastination. I have to practice that word before I
Procrastination.
say it. Exactly. That is one of the words that if I know I'm going to talk about procrastination, I have to practice it before the show.
Right.
Um, and then I thought of myself, it's okay. You have only one language, and that's beautiful for you. I've got two languages, and English is not definitely not by far the biggest. I don't have no big words, but I can tell you in a small way what my belief is without using big words. And beautiful Laura, a lot of people at, attach. Don't think if the words is attach is the right thing, but they were attracted to me. Doing a little bit longer explanation than having quite a few words that you need to go and look in the dictionary what was the word.
Well, I
Yes.
will I will tell you, even if you're in the US, they still don't pronounce them or say everything the same anyway. So, we all have different slangs, dialects, and we say something someplace and someone else somewhere else says it the other place. It's like, but if you just take the judgment out of it and just accept the person for who they are and try to communicate with them, and if it really drives you nuts, well, then that's your choice. Don't communicate with them. You don't have to, but you don't have to be nasty, you know? That's,
Exactly. I
yeah.
always believe that person. has a family, that person have to be born out of love. It's just the way it is. So I'm not hang up with people saying stuff to me. It's okay. It's okay. If because I don't speak bad to myself. I used to call myself stupid, or Sanet, whoa. But I had to learn 7 years ago not to speak to me like that. So I use every day, still today, I use mindfulness every day. I will make sure to talk to me, and I love to say to myself. And I know people will think funny, but that's me. I will love to say, "Oh, Sanet, ek is so trots op jou." So translating, I'm so proud of you, Sanet. I'm so proud of you. And I love to ask myself in the evening before I close my eyes. I've done the prayers, I've done what I need to do. My last thought is, Sanet, did you leave your sparkle in somebody's heart and memory for today? And I love to give God a tick. Or or a tick. Always give him a tick, because I do believe every day to leave a sparkle in somebody's life, in person or online.
Yep, and that you most definitely do. You do that, and it has a ripple effect, you know. And I know you've talked about creating a ripple effect of love, joy, and happiness. So, what are some simple ways each of us can create positive ripples in our families, communities, and workplaces?
So if I can say, if you can be happy to be in your own skin, so that means you need to be in front of the mirror and start a relationship with yourself. So my favorite fairy tale is Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. My second one is Beauty and the Beast. So now you can hear where Mrs. Potts come, but
Yes.
that was in a dream. So I don't know if you can see this ruby shoes,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and it says here, "There's no place like home." So I bought this at the Kansas Museum for the Wizard of Oz. I always want people to remind people to click their own ruby shoes, because their brilliance, their amazingness is inside of their own life. Within, I will call it within. So if you can start a relationship with yourself, you need to be your own biggest cheerleader, because if you can start believing yourself, if you can start talking to you, if you are doing stuff good and correct and not the negative stuff. And then I love to do this, my beautiful Laura. So for instance, I'm struggling with something. So I'm not standing today with our interview. I'm sitting down, but I love to do a 360. So now I'm standing here. I have this. I cannot resolve this problem, and then I will say, do something different, or think something different, or something, but do something different. Then I will turn a 360, and then I will wiggle my bum.
Yep.
And then most of the time, okay, now I cannot do this. So I need to do, I love that. Okay, let me try that. Okay, let me see if that is working. So if people can just come out of their busy mind, because sometimes your mind is spiraling you down instead of spiraling you up for more ideas. So if I can say, start loving yourself unconditionally, and if something is not working, try something different. So two things,
There
but
you go. Too.
self-love,
Yep.
self-love is a big thing.
Absolutely. We have about 4 minutes left, Sanette. So, for someone who feels invisible, unheard, or uncertain about their value, what would you want them to know today?
Okay. So I want you to go and put on your most favorite song. I call it a forever song. And I want you to go and stand in front of the mirror and sing. If you don't even know the words, if it's your favorite song and you're not fortunate enough to know the words, just mimic it. But try to get it, like something like that, and then sing your forever song, the whole song in front of the mirror, and just drama queen it. and then come closer to the mirror, because your voice needs to come out. Your voice, your story needs to tell out. It needs to come out. So then go nearer to yourself in the mirror and say, I matter. My voice matters. Everything that I wanted to portray is with love. And I promise you, my beautiful ones, if you are stuck, if there's anything in your life that you want to make better, just go and put your forever song on, because I do it quite a lot. If I cannot do something and I cannot go to the next step, or the next step is too difficult, like coding on a website.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of dancing with my walking on sunshine in front of the mirror. I know quite a few of my words because I'm dancing now for 7 years on walking on sunshine. But there's some parts I couldn't remember, except actually in the second phrase. Then and I will go on like there's no tomorrow. Just to realize I have a voice, I can speak up. And yes, if I'm stuck currently, after this song is done, I'm not stuck anymore. And you know what you say after that? Boom shakalaka. Because then it means you will be okay. And I know it's a small thing, and it's, if people are really stuck, it's a big thing. But sometimes bring fun and bring something else in your life. If anything else you have used that didn't work, and see what's happening.
Oh yeah, and you'll
I'm
see it
not
raises your vibration, your energy, everything. It's like certain, right? Because you, if in a certain mood, you play certain music, and then you can just kind of uplift and help you change that dial.
exactly. And with movement, it also helps you to come unstuck, because as soon as you start getting your movement out of stuckness, stuckness will also come out of you.
Yep, and if you're ever on one of Sonette's meetings, be prepared to dance. She always has a dance and a song going normally before we hit the record.
I'm going to quickly get a paparazzi pen if you can give me a minute. What is your golden nugget, my beautiful Laura?
Oh yes, your paparazzi moment. So my golden nugget would be that when something is upsetting you, if you can change it, and if you can't, let it go, because it's not worth the stress. You can't control it, so let it go.
I love it. Are you ready for paparazzi?
I have don't have my glasses, but yes, you go right ahead.
Oh, and I got the flash. I've got the flash. I took a screenshot for us. So
And
with all
it's
my
always so much fun. Now
experiences, I
you have to
really
share
wanted
with
to
the
make.
audience your golden nugget as well. I do not have a paparazzi camera, but you'll have to do that. So
I will use it. So, but I wanted to say, with all my experience, I want you to remember how I made you feel. So that's the reason for all this stuff. But mine is, if your why is big enough, you can do anything. You can do everything. And yeah, I'm ready for paparazzi. Here we
there
go.
you go.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Laura.
Oh, absolutely. It was always a pleasure. I'm sorry it took us like 3 years, because Sanette and I actually met about 3 years ago through E360 TV. But and one of these days we will meet in person. So
Yeah.
anyway, I appreciate you sharing your journey and lots of those golden nuggets that you had to share with people, because the voice is so important. So thank you for being with us today and sharing all of that.
Oh, thank you for having me, my beautiful Laura. And beautiful Laura's audience, please take care of yourself, smile often, and keep on dancing. Mwah.
And on that note, everybody, I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and we will catch you all next time on Mindful Mondays. Thanks again, Sanette. And of course, if you resonate with anything that Sanette's been telling you, please reach out to her. As you can see, she is a joy to speak with, very easy to talk to, and you will feel heard and seen. I guarantee it. So have a beautiful day.